Plaintiff Robin Mobley says the defendant reached out to her on social media and claimed that they shared the same father. But Robin was never able to get proof before her father passed away from COVID. So Robin petitioned the court for a DNA test. Defendant Belinda Bolden says she always knew about Robin, and she tried to meet her father once when she was a teenager, but that was the last time she saw him. Belinda's eager to find out the results of the test today.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
And we are here today for a DNA test to determine whether you all have the same biological father. Is that why we're here? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me hear from you first, Ms. Mobley.
Yes, okay. I am a radio, television personality. I model, manage a hip hop artist, and I have a campaign called Age No Factor.
Yeah, I thought you looked familiar, honestly. I'm not being funny. I thought you looked familiar. What
Are
type
you serious?
of, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel even better, I guess.
Yeah, you do look familiar.
Thank you. And so I'm pretty heavily on social media, and Belinda came onto my Facebook page and my Instagram page and posted that she was my sister and that we shared the same father. And at that time, it kind of threw me for a loop because my father had not spoken to me about that, even though my father has 7 children by 3 different women, and he was married by 2, which my mother was one of them. After Belinda had posted on my page, I reached out to my father about it. I will have to admit that the conversation was so-so. But later, my father got back with me and apologized to me about that and what had happened and began to explain to me. I'm sorry, Judge. Mm-hmm. My dad just died. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
He began to explain to me about his childhood. And he had a rough childhood and how devastated he was when him and my mom got divorced. So he kind of explained to me the relationships between, different women and that he loved me. And I explained to my dad it didn't matter. I didn't judge him, and we kind of moved on from there. I was also going through a few things, in my life, Your Honor. My mother was very ill, and also there were some things going on with my artist. So I never revisited, with Belinda in regards to doing the DNA.
Now, did she ever tell you what made her believe that, or where it came from? How did she find that to be the case or believe it to be the case and track you down?
We talked about it a little bit. I know we had an aunt in common because I actually did go to her Facebook page and I wanted to see who we had in common. Mm-hmm. And I did see one of my aunts, who is one of my father's sister, was her friend. Okay. And that's what opened me up to even have a conversation with her in Messenger, on Facebook.
Okay. Let me hear from you, young lady.
Yes, I've always known about Robin and my other 2 siblings. My mother, she never, never did. She always told me about them.
Were you all in the same town?
Yes.
Well, you waited until she got famous to come and tell her about you.
Right. No, that's...
When did you tell her then? When did you first tell her?
Well, the way
you knew she existed. How? I don't mean to ask your age. I know how ladies are. She's been around for a few decades, I assume, and you've known. So why haven't you tracked her down and did this before? You knew she was in the same town even. Why didn't you do it then? Why didn't you track her down then?
I didn't track her down. The thing was, like I said, I've always known about them, and when my aunt passed away and something else tragic had happened in the family, I tried to reach out to a family member.
About what?
And to let them know that I was their sister, but I never did get a reaction from
Track them down. You did.
Well, I went to Facebook. I went to social media, yes. And I was looking for my dad, and I came across my brother's name. And I went and I searched like that. And that's when I asked my mother, what is my sister's name? She gave me their names. And that's when I seen Robin. And that's when I reached out to Robin.
Okay, so you tell me how it went from there.
Well, Your Honor, so after that, I did meet up with Belinda one time, but as I stated to you, it was so much going on, and with losing my mom, my 2 aunts back to back, and then losing my father. At that point, my father died from COVID, August.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that, Your Honor. It's like losing both of your parents. I lost my mom February, my aunt April, my aunt May, and then my dad August.
Mercy.
So it's like just right now, so I do apologize, but I'm feeling a lot right now. But at the same time, I had a conversation with my father when he was in the hospital, and he called me before, he wasn't able to really talk. And he just said, I want to get together with you. And there's some things that we need to fix. And I believe, Your Honor, that if he had more time, that he would have fixed anything. If there was children out there that I didn't know about, I believe my dad would have fixed it. So me being the oldest child, I feel that it's my responsibility to just try to fix some things.
Yeah. And I admire that. My sisters, whom I was unaware of, but they knew of me, came and told me they were my sisters once not too long ago, I was on television. They came here to the show and disclosed that to me. Looked just like me. Never had a test done. Looked just like me. One looked like my father, and the other one looked just like me. So I accepted it and I embraced them, and saw them through, and I've seen them throughout the years. But my point is that happens, and my dad had died, and they already knew. In fact, we grew up 2 miles from each other.
But we didn't know about her. Sorry for interrupting, Your Honor, but we didn't know anything about her.
But she knew about you. That's my point.
Yeah, they knew about me, and so, Your Honor, I submitted some evidence to you in regards to pictures of my dad, and I don't see the favor, that she favors my dad. I gave you, I think one of the exhibits, the last one, must have been 33, of a picture of me and my dad side to side. And so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely look exactly like him.
Yes, I do.
How old was he?
He was 70.
That's young these days, very young.
My mother was 70 as well.
What, did she pass from COVID as well?
My mother had a stroke.
So sorry to hear this. Yeah. And, ma'am, you say you never met your dad?
No.
Okay.
When I was like 12 years old, I was with a family member, and we was at a bowling alley, and my family member knew him, and she was saying, there's your dad over there. And I went to approach him, and the lady that he was with, she kind of, shied me away and, pushed me away.
And how old were you?
And I was at least about 12 or 13. And after that, I didn't have anything else, see him no more, didn't have no dealings with him anymore or anything after that.
All right, any other comments before evidence you want me to see?
Your Honor, I do want to say the reason why I'm open to and asking for DNA is because I had a conversation with my mother when I was in my preteens. And my mother was a single mother for a good while, and we was on some hard times. And so she sat my sister and I down and just kind of explained to us that our father was paying child support for some other children. And even though she was the married, woman to him, she wasn't really getting the money like she should. So that, it's certain things that she said, and my just dad, and from my aunt, I'm open to see if Belinda is my sister, Your Honor.
Well, wow, it's something to hear that he's paying child support to others. Did he pay any child support to you, to your knowledge, to your mom?
No. I never got any.
But others outside that you never knew of, your mom told you. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Yeah, I guess
Yes. Yeah.
hopefully he was paying child support to the deserving children or family or what have you, because you all are not related.
We're not.
No,
She's not my sister.
no. You're not related.
Oh, Belinda, I'm so sorry.
Okay. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm really sorry, Belinda, for you. Oh, my heart hurts for her.
I'm done.
Oh.